paper is out. Not only is the paper out, Ishikawa-san's already upstairs printing. She came this morning. My alarm goes off at like 5:55 or something like this. The alarm goes off and slap it down, just give me a break. It goes off 5 minutes later, 6 o'clock, slap it down, give me a break. Next thing I hear is the stairs. Somebody's coming up the stairs. It's Ishikawa-san. She wants to get an early start today. So she was my third alarm call this morning. So she's already up there. And she knew I wouldn't be able to take the paper out of the freezer. But it didn't matter, because what she did was she didn't put it in the freezer last night. She's doing test printing on the second subscription series. It's just a small test batch. There's totally no danger of it getting moldy. It's just going to be like 2 days' work. So she started yesterday, just left it out. The room here is so cold it doesn't matter. So I didn't need to take her stuff out of the fridge this morning. Freezer. And I then went up there and like, Ishikawa-san, what are you doing? 6 o'clock in the morning. She's like, well, I want to get an early start and get finished, you know. Didn't bring me breakfast. No breakfast service, nay. Okay, you can see what we are doing here. Yesterday I looked at the color separations for the ramen cats print, and I got a bit further along on it yesterday than we did while we were talking here, and it's not all 100% worked out, but we're going to do like we suggested in the stream yesterday. I'm going to take a bunch of proofs from the key block here, and then I will start with 3 or 4 of those, color in the areas that we want carved, and send them to Kawasaki-san so she can get carving. We're just going to do a few of the base ones. The base, excuse me, the base light orange thing, the base light red, and some base blue. And we'll try seeing how those merge and blend and match. And based on what we find out from that, we will then run up the rest of these things. I'm not sure if Jed's here this morning yet. He and I were chatting a few minutes ago. He might be here. He was just showing me this morning the newest, one of the newest designs for the series coming up this year. He's really chewing this up, you know. He's really eating the scenery here. And we're up to about, Jed's here, so he's up to about, Jed, that one you showed me this morning, well, actually now that I think, but you've probably already put it on Instagram, have you? Have you shown people this one, or are you keeping it quiet? That's not like you. It's probably on Instagram. Somebody who's got access to Jed's Insta, have a look. It's probably there. Yeah, here it is. Or Dropbox. Okay, I thought it was Insta, but whatever. And I'm losing track of this. I think this is August. It might be July. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, we are good to go. Let me try these. I can't really watch both things here, so you guys can chat for a minute. Let me just get these proofs pulled. This is really critical. The registration has to be absolutely perfect when you pull proofs like this, transfer sheets. Yeah, there's the official first impression off the blocks. It's looking good, you know. Kawasaki-san has done really nice. I'm so happy we've got her. It's sharp and fine when it needs to be sharp and fine. It's rough and ragged when it needs to be rough and ragged. She's really on this. I'm so happy we've got her.
Son, you are so funny.
Four more of these things. This is the one side. We're going to do two colors on each of these. There's the key block, and then there's, as you know, on the back, there's a sub key block. So give me a minute here. So four more sheets to print on the front here. Then we'll flip the block over and do the same thing on the back side. I'm sorry to ignore you, but this has to really be a fairly concentrated work. If I screw this up, the resulting color blocks would not match the print. So just let me focus on this for a bit, make sure I get this properly done. I can't fatten the lines too much. The registration, of course, has to be mathematically perfect. No distortion of slipping on the paper. You'll see me holding it on the back here. Normal paper doesn't need to be held down, but this is the thick, heavy, cardboard type stuff, and it will slide around if I'm not careful. This is laminate, of course. There's the gampi, eh? This is the laminate. It's the thin gampi paper laminated onto a thick paper. The thick paper makes it quite difficult to print, but it makes it stable. The water thing right here now, this is not needed by printers. There's nothing, it's nothing to do with the work I'm doing right now. Simply I'm doing this temporary printing work at my carving bench. The question about the light again, this light is for the carving. It's irrelevant. If this wasn't here, I'd be better off here today. Just I don't want to rearrange my whole desk just for the purpose of doing this little printing job. But no, the light has nothing to do with printing. Before I forget too, something else to share with you. Not a show and tell. I got a link today in my email this morning. We follow Yahoo auctions here. We get lots of our prints, lots of the prints for the flea market from Yahoo. So I keep an eye on it each day to see what's coming in, and I have some alerts set up. And recently we've been focused on talking about Okada Yoshio designs. Remember in two of my recent videos, I talked about Okada Yoshio designs. And they don't come up on Yahoo very often, but they do now and then. Well, last night one of them came up. I won't be bidding on it. Let me drop this link. Can I drop a link into the chat here? This is a Yahoo auction that came up last night for one of the Okada Yoshio designs. And I think the gentleman who is putting this out is kind of optimistic about the price he expects to get. But maybe he'll get it. I don't know. At that price, I won't be bidding on it because I think that's kind of optimistic. He's got two prints. He's got this one, the Surfer, and then another one. You can link through. This is the same one. Yeah, it's got a buy it now link. There's two prices. For those of you who can't read Japanese, the first price listed is the auction start price. And the second price, the one in the red button, that's a buy it now price. And maybe it's a good price and somebody will buy it now. I don't know. For me, that's pretty optimistic. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. But not me. I can't pay that kind of price for it. Not and expect to sell it at a reasonable price as well. Yeah, zero bids. It only opened a few minutes ago. He's got two. There's another one there. Oh, I can't access it right now. If you look on that webpage, there's a link that shows the seller's other auctions. He's got one more. Okay, as we know, this Ramen Cats has sort of two key blocks. It's got the normal key block in the black outlines. We'll probably print them in a gray. And then it's got a second key block in a sort of a, whatever, sandy brownie color. And many lines of the design are bounded by both blocks. Most of the color areas are bounded by the key block, the one we just saw. You know, this stripe on the guy's clothing, it'll be bounded by the key block. But there's some areas inside the ramen and other areas that are bounded by the brown block. So we need both of them here on the transfer sheets. Would I make something like that? Yes, I'd make something like that. That's a fun design. I think it's a little over the top. I mean, sticking her bum that big in your face is a bit over the top. But I have nothing against that. Okada-san, we've got books of his designs here. He published a bunch of books in the 1970s, among one of which was, this guy obviously likes fat ladies. He likes juicy ladies. So, and that's not an outlier in his designs. As far as I know, he's still alive. He's in his 80s now, I believe. I think he was born in early 1930s. I think he was born in Manchuria, part of China that was taken over by Japan at that time, I think. You know, his taste is not always my taste for sure. It's an interesting print, but whatever, you know. His taste is definitely not always my taste. Okay, let's see what we can get here. I don't know where the lines are. When you're doing a print like this for the first time, your hand doesn't know where to go. After you've done X dozen copies, you've got muscle memory, you know, rub here, 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 here. But when you're doing any block for the first time, you have no idea where those things are. So it's always touch and go and feeling around it. Where am I? And is there anything here? And no, there's nothing there, and I smashed it. And this is going to be a fun series, you know. It is going to be such a fun series. Ramen Cats, Sushi Cats. This is so much fun now to being part of this organization and publishing these prints, you know. We've talked about it before. The prints last such a long time. They're going to be around for hundreds of years, and it's really fun to be at the creation end of this thing, you know. I couldn't do this by myself because I can't draw. I like making stuff, but it's not enough to be a maker. You've got to have something behind you, you know, the thing that you're going to make. And having this combination, Jed doing these designs, you know, providing us with wonderful stuff to make, you know. When is the next Heroes book? I can't see quite that far away. We have at the moment now 17 Heroes prints. The one that Suga-san is starting to print just this week. She's doing more test printing today. It came from a Kickstarter campaign in the fall. That's the 17th different, excuse me, that's the 17th Ukiyo-e Heroes design. The idea would be to make another book or another pair of books when we get to 20. Once we have 20 Heroes prints, then we will do another set bound together, probably reprinting the first 10 again in another book and making the second 10. But that we need, we have to do it in sets, so we need 3 more Ukiyo-e Heroes prints. And at the moment, I don't have another one scheduled for production. Jed's got lots of designs, but I don't have another one lined up. We got a little bit sidetracked by starting these cats prints. Ones that is sort of a series, but it's not a series according to Jed. So we have 17 Heroes prints, and then we will have 3 cats, the sushi cats, ramen cats, and sake cats. And one idea is to bind those together. So the bound volume books would be, the first book would be 10 Heroes prints, the second book would be 7 Heroes prints, and then the 3 cats as a sort of appendix. Or we could just keep it all Ukiyo-e Heroes and wait till we get 3 more Heroes designs. I think that's the general thought of what we should do. There's no rush, there's no rush. It's a bit difficult to know what to do for the next work in the Ukiyo-e Hero series, because modern gaming has gone sort of quite a different way than what we were doing there with those classic games. I'm not a gamer, but what I see people doing, it's all, the online thing where you're playing against 100 people and stuff like that. It doesn't lend it to the kind of character development situation that we've included, that Jed's been doing for the Heroes prints. So I'm not sure. It could be that the way the gaming has changed in the last few years, that maybe Ukiyo-e Heroes as our concept of the print series with these characters, maybe that's run its course, maybe it's done, I don't know. If that turns out to be the case, I'd like to get 3 more done at least to wrap it up at 20. And then Jed will become a full-time Shinhaga designer or something, who knows what it is. No, if you talk about character-driven games, let us know. Talk. I mean, I'm not a gamer here. I don't know anything about this. I'm just sort of blurbing and repeating what I hear from people. But if you think there's some good ideas for character-driven games that have a wide enough appeal that we could afford to make the investment to make a woodblock print of them, they can't be too niche. It's got to be something that a lot of people know about. But yeah, if you can light Jed's fire and get him interested in something and making a design, and we can enjoy it and do it at this end, I would like to do at least three more prints in the Ukiyo-e Hero set. There's an idea that's been cooking in the background for a while for the Ukiyo-e Hero stuff. I'm not sure if it's even possible to make it happen. Maybe it should be for the 20th print or something if we were going to finish the series there. Jed did the Henry manga thing a few years ago. It was based on the Smash Brothers idea. So a bunch of different characters in a bunch of different prints. It was 20 different characters from different games all smashed together. But one idea for an interesting print would be not just, quote, Smash Brothers, unquote, but some kind of design. Can't think of this at the same time. Some kind of design in one of these prints that was maybe a landscape or something with lots of different objects and places and things in it. And it's not overt, but there's things in there that people recognize. Oh, that's something that relates to such and such a game. That's something that relates to such and such a game. So the whole landscape is really made up completely of just simply references to game stuff. And it becomes sort of a recap of all the Ukiyo-e Heroes prints we've made up to date with something in this landscape, which just on the face of it looks like a quiet landscape. Maybe there's no people in it. I don't have any idea. This is just I'm just brain dumping here. Some kind of image that to a normal person, oh, that looks like a picture. Okay, that's a nice picture. Good. Next. But somebody who knew what was going on, every object, every tree, every barrel, every whatever that was in this picture was actually a game reference. That would be, I think, a cool idea to sort of, maybe for the 20th print in the Ukiyo-e Heroes set, something like that. The people who knew would know and find it interesting, and the people who didn't know would find it normally interesting, some kind of image of some kind, Okay, now, you know what we're going to do next. That's the key blocks, the transfer lines printed. There's not a whole lot of space on this desk here. So. As you said yesterday, we're not going to do all of these right start to finish. I'm going to take a couple of them so Kawasaki-san can get started. Where's my markers? I'll wait for time, no problem, right? Yeah. What? Whoa, early. You're getting earlier and earlier every day.
Yeah.
Train's running faster?
No, it actually got stopped a couple times again.
The train?
Yeah, the last several times I've come in, we've had delays, but I've stopped giving the
late sheets?
Yeah. I just gave up on them. How are things?
Good, they're busy. I've been doing work that I can't really watch the chat so much.
Oh.
Jed's here, they're talking about different games and all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of chat going on. So sure, sit down, take over. Is there a bunch of orders? I didn't look at the box so much.
I actually haven't seen. The chain was really crowded, so I didn't get a chance to open it.
Stuff like that. Oops, top secret, get my...
Top secret. Sponsors.
So, let's try this. As usual, we're going to try and turn the computer around. The connections are sort of semi-loose, so we might lose the stream. If it goes down, don't panic, it'll be back in 1 minute. Should we give it a try? Okay. I'll do my job. I'll hold the plug inside. Guten Morgen, Herr Cameron. It says, I don't know who's here. So.
Guten Morgen.
Did we make it? Who knows?
I think we did.
Drop frames. I don't see any action there.
I think
looks all right. I think we made it. Good. Over to you, sir.
All right. Doing color separation.
Transfer sheets, some of them, yeah. I can't do the whole set of them. I'm going to do it like we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
Do a couple of base ones, send them to Kawasaki-san. She'll carve it. We'll do a test print to see how these colors are going to overlay.
And then do the last colors.
Yeah, or see if the concept works. The basic problem is we've got warm brown and stuff and red, and then some blue to go over top of it, and yet we don't want green.
Got it.
And I'm not quite sure. We've got a yellowish brownish base with blue on top. I'm, concerned.
You end up with greens or purples or.
In Jed's Photoshop thing, it came out a beautiful purple, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's just going to be the first test. But we're up and running. This is Sushi Cats is already carved, just sitting there waiting for test printing.
Yeah.
This is Ramen Cats. Next in line will be Sake Cats. In the meantime, Jed's really got his guns on with the Japan journey.
Yeah.
You've seen Instagram this morning?
No, not this morning.
Very nice.
Check another one. Cool.
Yeah. So I think they're not totally
Jed
locked
says
up.
he's leaving. All right, sign up.
Leaving what? Oh, leaving the stream.
us. Yeah.
I see.
He's abandoned the subscription series. No.
leaving designing.
See you, Jed. Okay, so what did he post today? Yeah, he's just been a machine with designs lately. Yeah.
We've had daily sessions. He phones me Skype every morning, every night.
See the tea farmers.
The clouds. So
It was almost like Ghibli-esque with the clouds. Maybe, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. All right, I think it's a good thing, but...
Well, no, it's interesting you would say that, but if you were somebody my age, you would look at that and you'd say, that's Hasui-esque. So it's a different, I mean, these clouds are clouds. Different people draw them, and
Yep.
it's funny.
They're beautiful. Whoever it's a throwback
but it's
to.
funny, and a certain age group would see Ghibli, and a certain age group would see somebody else. Right?
Yeah.
Actually, we do have a problem with the computer because I need to look at the Photoshop file as well, but just maybe maybe not. If I've got the image on the iPad as well. Tell you what, can you not to ask you to be a gopher? Can you bring me the iPad on the stand?
Yeah.
I have to unplug it. Yeah. If I put it here in the corner, thank you, sir.
Someone asked Jed, who's gone already, he said, "Are you going to Japan?" He just got back from Japan. I guess a month ago. But...
He's been the last few years. He's been here at least once a year. Something he was here twice last year, but the second time was for the Tokyo Comic Con. There was no time to wander out sketching. But just before that, he was here in, was it late October, early November?
Yep. Yeah.
So he was here for one night, crashed here, and then out.
Yeah.
Sketching.
Traveling around sketching. Cool.
But he's done that now 3 years in a row, I think. So.
That's cool. Looking back at some of the things they've talked about, or some of the other games and stuff they've suggested, and it looks like a bunch of these he's already done. Katamari Damashi.
Oh, he's done in Jiggly stuff.
Right, Jiggly stuff.
And I think
Metal Gear Solid, though, that one's been done now.
He's got a very good friend. That's one of our best ones. So.
Yeah.
I think I made some sort of comment about that. I mean, I'm not a gamer, but it seems to me all the games that people are talking about these days are the million people online doing something. They're not so much single characters.
Right.
I think somebody interjected, say there are lots of character-based games still out there. If so, then talk to us, let Jed know. We need at least 3 more prints in a solid Ukiyo-e Heroes format to finish that second volume. From there I can't see, but at least 3 more.
Yeah.
The easy out was to take the 17 Ukiyo-e Heroes prints we've got now, use the 3 Cats prints and put them into the second volume. But
Right.
I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, because they're not the same. So Someone asked, where's a good place to visit? And someone else said, I hear that Mokuhankan in Asakusa is a good place to visit. Yeah, come on over.
Am I on and I'll show these in there?
Yeah, you could go closer.
Coloring. Here I am. I'm 67 years old. And what's
Coloring
my
in the
job?
lines.
Coloring in the lines, just like back in kindergarten.
Yep.
Ask my kids, what did your daddy do? You know? Oh, he colors.
Colors.
If you'd have told me when I was like high school or college age or whatever, you know, that I'd be doing this, I would have just looked at you like you were
Nuts.
nuts. Just in a word, nuts. You know? Yeah, right. Me, art. I mean, because art, it was just the last thing. Anytime there was art classes in school, it's just, oh my God, here we go into that room. They make you draw stuff. They put a flower in the middle of the table, and we all have to draw it and paint it, and, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. I just hated that so much. Right to my guts, I hated that so much. Just get me out of here, you know. I think by the time high school came, we were allowed to choose our stuff. You know, you know, you've got, what's the word? Stuff that's set. You can't choose English 101 or whatever. Then you've got your 3 or 4 electives. Mm-hmm. And by that time, high school art stuff was one of the electives, so I can escape from it. But in younger school, you know, elementary school, middle school, it's required. You know, so I hated it so much.
Yeah.
If you could have just told the future that I'm going to be involved in an organization that is one of the world's most important art-related organizations, give me a break. Our work, Dave's name will be on museum panels, you know, I mean. Justice. You think of all the people who did try and do this, you know, the kids next to me who were really, I'm going to be an artist and whatever, and, you know, and I got there, oh, God. Cosmic joke.
Cosmic joke. Something. I want to see Japan, but avoid all the touristy spots.
And go where the tourists are all concentrated in like 10 places in the whole country.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of those places.
Yep.
You don't have to walk far to get away from tourists. My God. Just don't go to Kyoto, number one. And without being sarcastic, because Kyoto is concentrated space with a huge number of people.
Huge.
Tokyo, you can get around, you can get away with it. If you want to see the famous sites, you're going to see tourists.
Yep.
If you just want to see Japan, just get away from the famous places. Mm-hmm. My God, it's a vast, huge country. There's places here still where if you walk down the street, they're going to go, oh, a foreigner. There are still lots anywhere that isn't Tokyo. Go to Morioka or whatever, anywhere. My God. That's not a problem.
Yeah. Going during the cherry blossom season is really popular, but just don't go into the most concentrated touristy areas if you want to see the cherry blossoms but also want to have a little bit of quiet.
Just do a bit of research. You can get out of town. Mm-hmm. Of course you can.
Just about every city has its own parks that are all loaded with cherry trees.
Yeah. The place so my kids grew up in Hamara, and it's glorious. There's thousands of cherry trees along the river there. And there's been no forest in sight. You didn't even know about it. It doesn't make it into the guidebooks.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. It's easy.
Yeah.
Is there a pencil? The microphone's in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. You can't not go to Kyoto.
You can certainly not go to Kyoto. I do this every day.
I do this every day. Indeed.
I get it. Go once to see the place. But
Yeah.
then, and again, without being sarcastic, they have a real problem on their hands. You know?
Yeah.
A real problem. The local people are going insane.
Yeah.
They can't get on the bus. You know, they can't go shopping. They can't do stuff because of the overwhelming crush of visitors.
Yeah.
It's a bit of
too bad.
you know, you can be cynical about it. I know for years and years they've been running campaigns, come to Kyoto, come to Kyoto. For decades they've been doing this,
Right.
and they have now got what they asked for. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's not just this; it's the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre Museum and the fountains of Trevi or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, in Europe, there's the same thing.
Yeah.
Venice has had this now for a long time. This is not new to those people.
No. Yeah. Kamakura is beautiful, and Lord's Venice says that. Yeah, that's a nice area. Matsumoto is also wonderful. Beautiful castle up there. Lots of mountains.
Yeah,
Someone
you've got to like the quiet life because there's
Yep.
not too much to do, but that's okay if it's chilling out and relaxing in nature. Kamikochi is fabulous up in the Alps,
Yeah.
except at peak maple season. You know,
Yep.
it's really beautiful. The first time I was up there with Sadako years ago, we were walking along, slightly off season after the maple season was finished. You know, we'll walk along. We stayed in a little tiny lodge there, and we're just walking. We're not hiking. We're not climbers like with crampons and
Yeah,
stuff. We just walk in sneakers and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're walking along some path up towards the mountains. We go round the bend, and there's 2 or 3 monkeys
Oh yeah.
in the path. You know, I freeze, and we get our cameras out, and we don't move to scare them off, whatever.
Yeah.
And from behind us, a couple of other walkers came up, walking, and we turned around and said like, "Shh, shh, shh, don't there's monkeys." And they like just walked by us,
Yeah.
walked towards the monkeys. The monkeys just sat there. The guys walked by the monkeys. I mean, these people all knew what was happening. And for me, it had been, oh my God, be careful, don't scare the monkeys away. You know,
Yeah.
these other walkers looked at us like, oh my God, it's a tourist. You know, and they walked literally right past the monkeys who just sort of shifted on the path slightly while these people walked by. You know, and we're sort of, okay, I get it.
That was so funny.
It was fun.
Yeah. I've missed the monkeys. I lived up in the mountains. We'd get them
Yeah.
every
On your
couple
balcony or
months.
something, or what? No?
Yeah,
How
in a
close?
parking lot.
In a parking lot.
At the condo we lived in, they'd play in the parking lots. They'd go running around the street in the schoolyard where I was working at the school. They'd play outside
So they're
on
used
the
to
monkey
human
bars.
beings,
It was hilarious. We'd see them
And
all the time.
Sadako and I, we froze and said, "Shh, don't disturb, my God, don't come too close, they'll run away." You know, and the guy just looked at it like, "What planet are you from?" You know, the planet of Gaiji. You know, so,
So funny. They're cool though. It's, coming from North America, but we don't have wild monkeys running around. It's kind of cool to see them. Thank you.
done.
Oh, okay.
I keep running them too long. Even when you don't use them, they wear out. You know, it's just not worth the frustrations.
So these are all dead.
Yeah, they're sort of make yellow marks, but not good enough for this. So,
Yeah.
I forget who it was, Teiko-san or somebody. She saw me doing this, and she just went out and bought it.
About a bag full of these. That works.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm too not stingy in that word, but just you want to hold on to stuff too long.
Yeah.
I can't throw it away yet because there's still some sort of bit of yellow coming out of it. Dave gets serious. I'm supposed to be a professional, but I can't quite get my head around it.
Beware of the hawks near the Kamakura shore. They stole a sandwich right out of my friend's hand.
Really? So,
Never seen that, but I've seen them flying around.
This
But
would be a taka, is it?
yeah, I guess so.
I mean, the seagulls and stuff are big on that. Hawk.
It says the Japan Ukiyo-e Museum in Matsumoto. It's one room with 30 to 40 prints, so it can be kind of underwhelming, but John Becker says, they're good prints though, and it's an interesting building. And someone else says, yeah, that'd be 2 or 3 days worth of discussion with Dave. 30 or 40 prints.
It could be, I guess. I don't know.
If you know the stories behind them.
The people that own that, they're the people that run the print shop in the next block here, Sakai Kokodo.
Oh.
The family, they own the museum up there.
Interesting.
And, the family over the years has grown, and there's been, different generations, more than one son. So one son gets this, one son gets that.
Okay.
And now they've got the museum up there. They've got the shop in the next block to me. Yeah. They've got the shop in the Nakamise, the little one.
Oh, right.
Then the shop in front of the Imperial Hotel is also the same family, another guy in the same family.
Okay.
And they have real problems because who's inherited what and what print belongs to which people and stuff. They have huge problems in the background.
Infighting in the family.
Not so much infighting, but just trying to sort out who gets what and what happens. And the guy who was the kancho-san of the museum up there, retired or whatever, and who's going to take on the responsibility? Nobody wanted to do it. So the son of the shop here, it's the husband and wife and the son. They're running both of the shops, the new one they opened here, plus the Nakamise. And the son got tabbed by the family as a whole to be the new kancho-san of Matsumoto.
Wow.
I guess he didn't really have a whole lot of choice about it. So bang, there he goes to Matsumoto, and all of a sudden these people are trying to run 2 shops, just the 2 of them back and forth.
Wow.
So it's a very difficult situation. Their business has grown so much over the years, and I don't know the source of the collection. It's back in Meiji time. It was a massive collection, and some of it's still left up there, and some of it has been sold off. And but it's the same people.
Interesting. So you got kicked out of Tokyo and sent up into the mountains.
Well, one doesn't kicked out, but he got assigned to that job. I don't think he had a whole lot of choice about it. So that's a problem when you've got a family that has these assets, or like Iwano-san, the paper-making family. They're the 9th generation living national treasure. This becomes a thing that has to be...
Yeah, so the 10th guy better do it.
Yeah, and it's a problem, of course,
Because not everyone wants to do the same thing as their father, grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather.
So for me, I've had none of that stuff because I'm just a single guy doing what I want to do. But when you're born into that kind of a situation, I mean, we joke about it, like say Prince Charles or whatever, people born into royalty, it's plus minus. They get to live like kings, but also they have to live like kings. I mean, they have no choice with their lives at all.
Right.
And yet even these normal, private, quiet families here end up in that same situation because there's a heavy burden of the family stuff that they own, which has to be maintained. And people like you and me, we don't have that kind of pressure.
Yeah. John Becker says, wasn't the founder a stationary magnet? A magnate? How do you say that word? M-A-G-N-A-T-E.
Of what? Of the family that owns the Matsumoto Museum? I don't know. Back there, I have no idea. They've got their sign here. It says founded in Meiji. Is it Meiji 3 or 13 or 33? There's 3's involved or something. I forget what it says. Yeah. I don't know the background, sorry. There's just probably a pamphlet on their website, Matsumoto Museum, that explains how it got started. Maybe John's probably been there. I've never been there, so what do I know about it?
Korigami says if you could put a few drops of alcohol or vodka into the almost empty pens, does that give it more life, or are you just finding a way to use vodka?
Do they open? I don't even know, do they?
It's interesting. They're two-sided.
Yeah, there's this thin end and a thick end.
Yeah. I don't know if it would open the way we would need. So I see the light. Is it orange, yellow? Is that? How was that applied? Did you carve, or did she carve that one?
There's two bucks, 2 people.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that had already been.
It doesn't really show in here. It shows us, like for example, these dots on his face here. So there's a second. It's not the wood grain. Okay. It's here. Look at this. The cat hair there.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay. Because I had only seen the black key black. I didn't realize this one was already carved too. Interesting. Someone new, I think, in here. Bear Person. So, is this a print in the Heroes series? Same designer, but not quite Heroes. It's kind of a side series. Is that a sister series?
It's Bear Person. There was a long-time subscriber and supporter with, with that handle.
Okay. Got it. So this one is Ramen Cats, part of the Gourmet felines. No, I don't know.
Bear person is, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. Well, I just hadn't seen the name here in the chat. So.
I think it's a
Now
I'm not quite sure, but I think it matches the email, Gmail address.
Got it. Cool.
But also Europe, so he's up late tonight if that's
Yeah.
the case. So.
Definitely.
I'm not sure what I can do here without.
I think I'm the same person too. Okay.
We're all the same person.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, Cameron, I think I am going to need access to the Photoshop
Okay.
files to proceed here. I need to look at this base wash.
Okay.
And I don't know where
We'll
it
turn it.
is. So I think I need my computer back,
Okay.
sir.
I'll get out of the way. Go to.
So can I
orders
take it
and
back and
stuff?
send
Yep.
you upstairs to get to
Yes.
work? Hang on a second. Hang on.
Okay. Learn Japanese. Studied it at university, and just from living here for a while, I had to learn.
Okay, take the computer back to Dave here. Again, we're twisting it so it may go offline. Oops, can you... no, they're stuck on the table here.
Oh.
No, this is right under my left hand here.
Ah, got it.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
Did we make it back? Seems okay. I don't see any
Surviving
drop
rotation.
frames. Shows green. Yep, okay. The reason I need the computer back, I need to be able to look at the Photoshop file to proceed with this work here. So, and anyway, Cameron's got lots of work to do. So, also, there's a message, you know, I can talk about this on stream, whatever it is, a message, there's a claim. Somebody got a Fox Moon print, and they're very unhappy with it. Yes,
Okay.
yes, they got this print,
Okay.
and they wrote to Jed. They got it from Jed,
Okay.
and they're very unhappy with it.
Okay. I'll go
He
take a
sent
look.
pictures and stuff. I looked at the pictures, and I thought, I'm not unhappy with this at all. But
Okay.
it's, I guess,
I'll
what he
see
was
what
expecting to
got to
see and
say,
what he
yeah.
wasn't expecting to see. So,
Okay.
the usual policy. Check with Jim before you write back to him. If you want some money back, I don't care. Have your money back. But by
Yeah.
the way, what you're seeing as a defect, we think actually is not a defect, and you know. So
Okay.
let me
Part of the
explain.
printmaking
Yeah,
process.
whatever. So.
Okay.
Check. I've already chatted with Jed about it, so I know.
Okay.
Okay, what I need to do here is I need for the next one of these sheets I need access to the Photoshop file. So I'm going to play with multiple monitors here. Are we still on? I'm seeing no comments. Did it go down? Is the stream dead? Might be dead. What have I done? TikTok. No, it's okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, back to my Photoshop file. Excuse me then. Help improve Adobe products. Please take a survey. Give me a BREAK. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's the file I need. Okay, I'm gonna have to flip back and forth. I can't see you guys while I'm looking at the Photoshop, so I want my money back. This print has dents in it. What the person was asking about, there was 3 or 4 things. I don't have the image in front of me. One, he was asking that why is the key block lines, they're so light? They looked a bit fuzzy and light instead of being rich, smooth black. And this is the way we do this. In the old days, Meiji Edo era, the key blocks were always a very, very light gray, toned gray. I don't have one here to show you. And it's become a real habit. The current printers, people making reproductions, print the key blocks in thick, rich black, and they really do not look good. It's a thick black outline with colors inside. It sort of matches a 20th century Ethic, the Clifton Carhu print, stuff like that. That's the way the contemporary ukiyo-e printers are working. And we don't do it that way. We print our key blocks. Where am I here? We print our key blocks like this. You can see the lettering there. This is not thick, rich, deep, dark black. We keep it more of a gray tone. You can perhaps see it at the edge here. We don't go for the heavy black. There you go. See at the bottom there, there's sort of a speckle in the color. We really want to avoid heavy black outlines filled with colors. This is our house style, and it's very much similar to what was done in the Meiji time. And this person took a close-up picture and said, this is gray and speckled and it's not black enough. Then the second thing, another thing they complained about was, I don't know if it'll show here, but there's a place here. I'm not sure if I can make it pop out here. I don't know if you can see it in the background of the sky there. There are vertical striations. I can't see it under the plastic here. There's wood grain showing. This is a woodblock print, and there is, where is it here? I don't know if I can make it pop out under the light here. Anyway, in the background color, there's slight vertical striations from the woodblock. And this person is making the claim that they think this is a mistake. So anyway, long story short, so we'll write back if they're unhappy with it. I don't care. We can give them their money back. But the things specifically they're complaining about in this case, we don't find to be defects. We do screw up. Sometimes we screw up. We have sent out prints that are defective. They got through the checking. In which case we bow deeply, we apologize, and send it as replacement. But this one, as it happens, I don't think is I have no guilty conscience on this one. Yeah, they complained about wood grain from woodblock print, but that's legit, I know modern contemporary woodblock prints really sometimes hugely emphasize the wood grain. They scratch the block to make the grain even stronger. We don't do that. We try and hide the grain. When the wood grain, the reason we use wood is because it's the medium that makes these nice prints. It's not because we want to show wood grain. And in the old Edo prints, sometimes there was grain, and it's become a bit of a twist because modern collectors, they like to find the old ones with wood grain because those are the first earlier ones where the block hadn't really got smoothed out yet. And people like me who want nice prints like to find the older ones where the block had become smoothed out, so whatever. But yeah, wood grain. Anyway, no, I'm not shooting at that person. It's fine. We've all got our different ideas. We've all got our different tastes. So I'm not, I wouldn't say their name. I'm not trying to say you are a jerk. Why are you doing this to me? They have legitimate questions, which we will answer legitimately. And at the end of the day, if they don't want the print, I'll give them back their money. So it's okay. So please don't misunderstand. I'm not sniping at this person. Okay. Here we go. Now I've got to, get going. Just get this. This is going to be here, here. Here, 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 here. Okay, that'll give me the rough outline of where I'm starting on this. I can get back to see the chat here we go. On which block will the banners and the roof be printed? On a whole number of blocks. The one I'm doing right now, which is a red undertone, you mean the banners, you mean they're on a bunch of blocks, 3 or 4 or 5 of them. You'll see as we go forward. Well, this is one of those undertone blocks, and you can see what's happening. It's going to run under everything that's warm on this print. It runs under the background outside, it runs under the lanterns, it runs under the banners, it'll run under her purple kimono. This is a wash. If you were doing a watercolor painting, you know, people would do a wash in this color first and then paint something on top of it. The print behind me in the thumbnail for David's Choice Episode 2 makes it look like you're wearing bunny ears. How do you know I wasn't wearing bunny ears? I don't know. I'll have a look later, thank you. It's too late to change it now, but... YouTube. I was chatting with Jed this morning, and talking to Jed about that tea plantation print. You know, we were doing this and that, and at one point when I was listening to him, he's asked me why I was laughing, and I was laughing because I had been, at the same time I was talking to Jed, I was, you know, multitasking, and I was looking through the morning's mail and YouTube comments. And there was a whole bunch of comments last night. The YouTube algorithm is really interesting. Sometimes it sends a whole bunch of references to my videos out, and then sometimes for a few hours it goes really quiet. So when I see the analytics in the back, there's, you know, America wakes up and goes to sleep. There's waves of analytics, but there's also some strange analytics where the analytics will go like this: will be a block, big, and then it drops to nothing. So for a single couple of hours, the YouTube algorithm happens to be promoting, if that's the right word, one of my videos. I don't know how it works or why it works, and I don't care because I'm really happy that it's doing that. So anyway, so I woke up this morning, and it turns out last night was one of those times when the YouTube algorithm was really pushing our stuff very hard. And it's a specific video, the one about David who met the carver, which is now approaching 1 million views. Anyway, anytime the YouTube algorithm does this, a bunch of people see the video, and there's always a bunch of comments. And I think I was laughing at this while I was talking to Jake, because I was reading these comments in the background while idly chatting with him. He's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I said, "Oh, I'm seeing some YouTube comments. They're so cool." He says, "YouTube comments? I never read YouTube comments." I guess the standard feeling about YouTube comments is that they're pretty rough sometimes, you know. But for me, every morning it's real pleasure. Every morning of the week, that's one of the first things I do is I read. I have a special feed from YouTube that feeds me all the comments that were made last night, or, you know, it happens in real time. All the comments that are happening on any video on my channel. I don't have to go to the video page and click and click and click and see. I get a feed of the comments. And they're hugely fun. They're hugely fun. I was laughing my head off at some of them this morning, and Jed's like, "What's going on?" You know, so... It's ego, feed the ego, you know, whatever. My friend Matt Brown, the printmaker in New Hampshire, he had a phrase about this. You know, somebody had been praising him or something about his woodblock prints, and he's like, I forget the exact context of the conversation, but he's like, ego, down boy. You know, he's trying to suppress the ego a little bit, because if you let it get control of you, you just feed your ego. It becomes too, you know, you become a not normal person. But whatever, it's there. When people say nice things about the videos, it's nice, it's warm, you know, so I enjoy reading these. So I don't think I'm a bad guy for enjoying these really nice comments. But some of them are just so funny. There was one, I can't paste, there's no link. This feed that I get of all these comments, there's nothing that I can share. But where is it? This was, here we go. Can I post this? Is it okay without being a jerk here? This was one comment this morning that came in like this. And reading this stuff, you know, whatever, I'm sorry to say this, but reading this stuff makes me feel good. It's warm and happy. You know, we make these videos and put a lot of work into them. And when it turns out that people are not only enjoying them, but enjoying them enough to take the time and trouble to actually sit there and write a comment, then it's okay, you know, it's fine. So I don't know if I'm a bad guy for enjoying it. I don't think so. I think it's okay. I'm going to check back with Photoshop here. Hang on a sec. Where's the OB? It's the 3 in the middle. It comes into there. Then there's some of the comments. There's one that was really, actually, it was quite a surprise. This one, I read this and thought, wait a minute, why would you write something like this? You know, hang on a sec. Let me look at this. Hang on a sec. Well, I wouldn't post that one here. Hey, where are we here? Just a moment, I'm trying to find one here. This one. In that video about visiting the carver Ito-san, I showed some video clips of an older TV program. So I was sitting there talking to the camera, but I showed video clips from whatever it was, 1994 or something, I don't know. So it was about 25 years ago. It's video of me and Ito-san. I'm sitting there watching Ito-san's bench and blah, blah, blah. And the person who watched that video just recently then, and he made this comment. And it was quite a surprise for me to see this. Because of course, I don't see myself this way. The guy saw this clip of me talking now, plus a video of me back in 1984. And yet I would not agree with this comment, because of course we all see each other as we are, you know. So, but it's interesting that he would say that. I was quite surprised to hear that. You know. If I was a lady, maybe I'd be really, really pleased about that. Ooh. And I gotta check the Photoshop file again. Sorry, back and forth, back and forth. What's in and what's out. This triangle is in. Oh, I think that's a flattering comment, that one. I don't see anything insulting about that. Anyway, it's a nice start to the day, usually. Oh, Rei-chan, sashiburi. How you doing? How you doing? Is it that time? 9:17. Good grief, almost time to get out of here. Can you say hello? I'm not sure. You have to come around the corner here. Come in the back. It's Rei-chan. She's in here.
Good morning.
This is the downstairs Rei-chan, not the upstairs printer Rei-chan. So we have two. (9:17) already. Good grief. excuse me, sorry. So again, this is an example of these washes. This is how part of how this print's going to work. You can see here, this is a pale red. It's going to go underneath kimono. So I could pop up the original. Hang on a sec. I should have done that a bit earlier. Let's see. Here we are. Bingo. I should have done that earlier. Sorry about that. So you can see a concept of how it's going to work. The color that you've seen me, I'm coloring it in yellow, but it's nothing to do with the real color. This is going to be a pale red wash, and it will be visible. For example, see here in the lanterns? The whole lantern is going to be this color. And on that sample on the left, what you're seeing, those little bars in the center of the lantern, that is this color showing through. Then there will be another color around the rest of the lantern. And of course, you can see there's going to be more color on the hanging fabric here, and there'll be even more color on the back here. So this is one layer. Then this will be 2 layers, the outside of the lantern. There will be 3 layers here, and there will be 4 layers here on the background behind these people. So this is an underlying wash that will be built up on with different colors. Okay, I got one more to do here and then send him off to Kawasaki-san to start her basic carving. But it looks like we're time. I need to get back to the Photoshop file for the next one, so I can't really do these together. I've got my plan for this based on what we talked about with Jed yesterday. There's the key A, key B, then there are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wash blocks. The wide areas that you see here, which stack up on top of each other, and then the rest of the blocks add color and interest and stuff. And they are going to be a blue, the cartouche, the metallic, the purple kimono, and a couple for special gradations around the bottom of the ramen cart. I think what we'll do when I get to the end of it, well, we'll be doing a video. Once we start printing on this, we'll be doing a video. And as part of that video, of course, we'll see a color build up one by one by one by one. So we can see, we'll see how they build up at that point. And I'm really not quite sure yet, again, as I said, how much they're going to vary from the Photoshop layers. I don't really know, because I have no idea yet whether we can overlay blue on top of this, on top of that first yellow without getting green. We'll see. I might have to separate the blue part from Jed's original plan, but I don't know. Anyway, I got to get out of here to get to work. Thank you very much. Tomorrow there will be a stream. Tomorrow for sure. This is Friday. There'll be a stream tomorrow. And I suspect it's going to be here at the bench carving, because I have a carving job, which actually Sugi-san wants me to do today, but I can't do it today. She's been doing some proofing. I should have showed this while Jed was here. Or no, maybe I shouldn't have showed this while Jed was here, because it's not ready. In fact, Sugi-san probably doesn't want me to show this too much. This is not a finished print. She's still proofing. In fact, this is number 1. This is the first of her test proofs, so the colors are all out of balance completely. You can't see the key lines here because the blue is too deep. You can't see his tattoo, it's just a blue blur. Excuse me. There's lots and lots of things that are not right. But anyway, the print is coming along. And the reason I need this is because on his kimono here will be something we call shomenzuri, front rubbing. There will be a front rub pattern on this kimono, which will not be visible when you see the print flat, but when you turn the print under the light, it'll come up shiny. And I couldn't print that, I couldn't carve that until we get a sample print made so that we can see how much the paper shrinks after being wet. Anyway, that'll be my job tomorrow. I'll be carving that tomorrow here. And beyond that, I cannot see, I'm sorry. So, all right, anyway, so there we go. Let's call it a day here. I've got to get to work in the shop. Thanks very much for watching. It was nice to have you here. Again, I didn't catch much of the conversation. I'll go back and read it later. Thanks to the new service by the bot, which sends me the complete chat every day at 12 o'clock so I can see it at lunchtime. Thanks, guys. See you there. Back tomorrow. Thanks again. Good night. Two souls entwined. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.